from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today I'd like to continue on with the great questions that you submitted to this channel, viewer questions from a few months back. Thank you so much, and once again, my deepest apologies for my tardiness, my lateness in responding to these. I hope you can forgive me, but I will do my best to remedy such tardiness on my part by addressing as many of the questions as I can. They are all marvelous. So, and that brings us to the next question, which is from Mitch Rivers. So hello, Mitch, and thank you very much. You say, "Hello, Daisuke. Thanks for taking the time to read our questions. Hopefully you can answer this one. Which characteristic of film do you think is most important when it comes to enhancing the overall experience for you?" Oh, thank you very much, Mitch, for the question. So which characteristic, yes, which characteristic of film do you think is most important when it comes to enhancing the overall experience for you? So for me, so again, this is my own viewpoint and my own subjective viewpoint. So what I might have to say might differ, or chances are it might differ from what you or what anyone else might have to say, which is fine, which is excellent, by the way, because we each, as we know, have our own specific viewpoints and vantage points and our own cinema journeys. So I look forward to hearing what other comments people have in response to this excellent question from you, Mitch. So thank you very much for that. And so, but from maybe my own perspective, I can say there are a lot of things, of course, that I consider important in terms of the work of cinema, and that which enhances, to borrow your phrasing, enhancing the overall experience. Enhancement of the overall experience. I would say perhaps that maybe if I had to pick one in particular, one trait or one characteristic in particular, I would probably cite the aspect of the film or storytelling or work of art that is maybe echoing or otherwise suggesting to me a sense of good faith, earnest sincerity on the part of the filmmakers or artists or writers or the persons, the creators in question. So I think for me, perhaps one of the most important things is a sense of good faith, earnestness and sincerity on the part of the creators who are responsible or who are creating or making this particular work that I am now engaging with. So what do I mean by this? I think one of the ways I think I like to think of films, as with any work of art perhaps, but we talk about films here on this channel a lot, and so one of the ways I like to think about films is it is an opportunity to get to know someone or someones. If we think about a group, which is a crew, a film crew, or a collaboration of artists that are coming together to present something or to say something or to express something. It can be a narrative story, it can be some kind of story captured in real life day to day, it can be something abstract in terms of the presentation style, visual aesthetics, etc., or any type of point within or among those ranges, as it were. So I think this is, of course, another way to say the wide expanse of the various forms of cinema that we oftentimes engage with. So That's one way I think of it. But another way, perhaps, to explain the same concept is, or to perhaps apply a type of metaphor to that concept, is it's like meeting someone. It's watching a film is like meeting someone or talking to someone that maybe you know, or talking or meeting someone that you are meeting with for the first time. And so I always like to think of it in those terms, because it means that if I'm, and to extend or to further elaborate on the metaphor further, if I'm meeting someone and that person is telling me a story or telling me something, if that person is talking to me or telling the story to me in a way that I sense this person's real, genuine sincerity behind the words or the particular point in time or the particular story in question, if I can really sense that sense of genuineness, then I can become engaged, and that becomes very important to me, and that thus enhances my overall engagement with this person's speak, with this person's talk, with this person's words and language, and the actual story or event or particular tale or situation or circumstance that this person is telling me about or talking to me about. So if I sense this person is genuine or sincere and really wanting, therefore, to maybe engage on those terms, and I am all in. I'm absolutely all in. Now, of course, contrary situations can also occur or arise, which is that maybe I'm speaking with someone and maybe I sense for some reason there is a lack of good faith, earnestness, and sincerity. And so if I feel that, or if I sense that, I will try, of course, my very best to make sure that what I'm sensing or feeling is right. I might not get, my radar might not be always aligned all of the time, and so maybe I might not be able to detect that, or maybe what I detect is inaccurate as far as my own abilities of detection. And so I acknowledge that possibility of faultiness on my part. However, assuming that maybe I might detect something accurately in terms of whether or not something is sincere or not, or someone is sincere or not in speaking with me or talking with me, then I tend to be not so engaged, and so I tend to be a little bit maybe, I'm not sure, there's a little bit of distance in terms of the thing or the story being told or the event that's being recounted, and then my own ability to then engage with that. So I think, therefore, that metaphor holds for cinema. If I can sense a good faith effort on the part of the filmmakers or the group within, say, the body of the crew that is making this film, if I can sense a good faith effort, if I can sense some sincerity, it doesn't have to be from all points of the film, but if I can sense something, maybe it was a characteristic of the performance, or maybe it was the way that the artist was explaining a particular point of the story in one of the supplements of a documentary making of, or maybe it was a particular way that light and shadow or texture somehow combined in this way that whose byproduct itself suggests a sense of genuineness or something along those lines. If I can feel that, or if I can sense that, then I become more engaged, and thus I can say that for me, that becomes something that helps to enhance, to borrow your words again, these great words from your great question, helps to enhance the overall experience. So that's probably how I would approach it. Now, I do acknowledge that it is a very abstract concept, and so because it's abstract, it might ring true for some experiences, and then also not for others, or maybe some people might have different interpretations regarding the same film. And so I completely acknowledge that possibility of abstraction. But at the same time, that's one of the great things of cinema and art in general, which is the way in which it can be looked at through a myriad different perspectives, and each can hold, potentially anyway, the same, even contrary interpretation at the same time, because it is fixed in a certain point. So that's one of the great fascinating things, and it certainly holds true for cinema, at least as far as I see it. So that's probably how I would answer the question, Mitch. I'm sorry if my answer is a little bit not to your satisfaction. I hope you can forgive me, my dear friend. But it really is a great question, and so I'm very honored that you would send it to me and to this channel. So thank you so much for this, Mitch. And how would you answer this? And how would and anyone else who's interested, how would you answer this great question from Mitch Rivers about which characteristic of film do you think is most important when it comes to enhancing the overall experience for you? I would very much, as always, I would very much love to hear what it is you have to say. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. So thank you so much, as always, for your time. I very much appreciate it. Really, I do. Thank you so much for your very precious time. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves. Truly, I hope you're well. And once you've taken care of that, my friends, please continue to keep on watching a lot of great movies. So thank you so much for your time. Stay strong, stay safe, and cheers.